Hi, everyone. Welcome to Yoga Fusion with Bill Murray and I, and me, I guess it would be. Yes? Bill, if you see this one day, which I would cream my jeans, I just want to tell you I love your comedy. I've worshipped you since I was a kid in the 70s, but it was The Razor's Edge. The Razor's Edge. Thank you. One of the most beautiful books of all time, and you make it into a beautiful film. Thank you. But on to Yoga Fusion. So, why am I calling it Yoga Fusion? This is the first episode, whatever you want to call it, session, class, episode, I don't know, in hopefully a long, long series of 20 to 30-minute movement exercises. But I just use yoga to get people in because that's what I started out as a yoga teacher, going to India for a couple years and living there because of the razor's edge. But yoga messed me up. It may be too flexible. So then, luckily, found the right people that introduced me to Pilates, strength training, functional movement patterns, Feldenkrais, anatomy, train, structural integration, you name it. And so I've taken all that and taken this amalgamation, this mescla, and just put it together into this mix because there's not just one posture or one movement modality that's going to solve your problem. It's a mix of all of that because this is millions of years of evolution. So it's a little bit complex. Sorry, folks, there are no easy solutions. But what I do know also is that we need to go back to fundamentals. Even though it is very complex, we need to come back to fundamental movement patterns and strengthen the body in many different ways and many different force vectors in all three different planes of motion. So that's what we're going to do. Enough talking. Let's get into the breathing. So we're going to start with breathing. Over these episodes, I'm going to emphasize breathing again and again and again. And there are many different types of breathing. All of them are great, but let's try our best to, when we inhale, to relax our belly. And then when we exhale, we kind of suck it in a little bit. So why don't you place your hand on your belly? We're going to inhale, let our belly come out. Exhale, suck it in. Okay, now, one thing also is that we are tubes. Embryologically, we started out as tubes, okay? And so think of this portion of the core, because the core is bigger than this, as a tube, okay? I'm showing you from this plane. So when you inhale, see if you can expand the tube circumferentially, meaning not only the front, but the sides and the back. So I want you to think, oh, there's kind of like a tire around my belly and my back. And when I inhale, I'm expanding it in a 360-degree manner. And then when I exhale, I'm squeezing it in. So we're going to start with that, okay? I want you to lie on your back. And my knees are bent just so my lower back's in a better position. And if you want, you can place your hands like this around and envelop that tube. And when you inhale, expand it outward. Exhale, squeeze it in. And I'm pushing my thumbs on my lower back so then I can feel that. Inhale, exhale. The front is easy. The belly's easy to raise up. It's the sides and the back that are difficult. Inhale, exhale. And then when we exhale, we can have that proper core support for stability. Inhale, exhale. Good. Keep going. Inhale, exhale. Now, watch this. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to bring my pelvis into an anterior tilt. Okay, there's some space in my lower back, and then when I exhale, I'm going to squeeze that circumferentially, and I'm going to bring my pelvis into a posterior tilt and connect my rib cage to my pelvis. So I inhale, anterior tilt, exhale, squeeze, posterior tilt, and that's all we're doing. We're just doing an anterior tilt of the pelvis, and then we're doing an exhale, posterior tilt of the pelvis. And that's the exercise. So it's combining breathing and the movement because the movement should follow the breathing, not the other way around. It's synergistic. Anytime I have an opportunity to use the word synergy, I will. And then exhale, squeeze circumferentially. Let's go again. Inhale, exhale. Now, one thing I noticed is I was engaging and tightening my balls and my pelvic floor. Now, can I relax my pelvic floor a little bit when I do that? and then squeeze it in. Now, there's nothing wrong with squeezing your pelvic floor, and sorry for the graphic word of testicles, of balls, but for you ladies out there, the pelvic floor, can you engage it too when we squeeze circumferentially and kind of suck in that pelvic floor, that perineum, that taint, the gooch, whatever you want to call it. Let's do a few more. Inhale. Your arms can be to the side too. I'm just bringing my arms up so you can see. Inhale. Anterior tilt, arching the lower back. Exhale, squeeze in. That's it. First exercise. Once you straighten the legs, relax there. See how that feels. Because between each exercise, I really want the nervous system to integrate this new neurological pattern. Because people are in a rush. We're in a rush to do all this shit that we got to get done. And we don't take the time to, when we finish something, dwell on it, feel it, embody it, let the nervous system register it, so then there can be true changes. Because if you rush from one thing to the next, the nervous system doesn't have time to integrate it. So take a few breaths here. A few more. Okay. Now, next movement. We're going to come into some bridges. I'll say that correctly. Bridges. Okay. So, what's a correct bridge? First, find the position of your feet. So we don't want them too far away, not too near you. Why? You see this in a lot of yoga classes where people bring their feet really close to their butt. One, it compresses the anterior portion of your ankle joint and there's too much dorsiflexion. Also, it impinges on your hip flexors. So why don't you have a good position where your feet are a little bit ahead of your knees, so then your ankles are in a more neutral position and you don't compress. Start out with compression of your hip joints. Okay. And I'm checking, make sure my feet are even. I'm going to lie back down. I'm going to tuck my chin under. Okay. And then I'm going to tuck my tailbone under and bring my pelvis up. And then watch this. This is what most people do. You see this in a lot of yoga classes. They'll arch the back like that. Please don't. Why? Because it creates hinge points in the thoracic spine, which you don't want. The vertebrae are like that. We want even distribution of weight between the discs. So I'm going to connect my rib cage to my pelvis. Okay. So I'm here. I'm in this position. I'm going to inhale, expand circumferentially, squeeze circumferentially. You hear my breathing? Don't worry about how many breaths we do. It's not important. We're going to try to stay for at least 30 seconds. Now, hopefully you've got the breath down. Concentrate on your big toes. I want you to implant and push down with your big toes and then try to separate your toes a little bit. But I really want you to connect the big toes to your inner thighs, to your pelvic floor, to your abdominal region. Then, can you relax your shoulders a little bit? A lot of people connect the hands underneath. Great, but again, it creates a hinge point. Okay, so why can't you just relax the shoulders and just work on the spine? Inhale, exhale. Good. We're gonna come on down. We're gonna rest here. You're gonna straighten the legs out and breathe into this, and let your body fall. That tension that we just created, can you let it go? Okay. Come back up again. I'm gonna check, make sure my feet are in a good position, not too near me, not too far away. Then we're gonna come up for something. We're gonna come into a bridge, but with a shift. So maybe you're wondering what that means. So I'm gonna turn this way so you can see me, okay? So I'm gonna come up into a bridge. Sorry, I'm adjusting the mic here. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna connect the rib cage to the pelvis, and then watch this. I'm gonna keep the pelvis level, and I'm gonna shift my pelvis to the left and right. And as I do that, I'm keeping my knees and my feet in the same position. So my feet and my knees don't change position. So I'm keeping my pelvis level, and you can place your fingertips here if you want. And if one butt cheek drops lower, like let's say the right one drops, slap it. Just slap it and say, I ain't doing that. And so the butt just goes to the left and right, maintaining levelness. So you got to engage the glutes, but also those deep muscles to the glutes, the deep lateral rotators there, okay? The piriformis, the gemelles, obturators, okay? All that,
right? And maybe your range is smaller than mine, and maybe your feet are lifting up. Don't let your feet lift up. Keep those toes, big toes, activated, okay? Keep shifting. Let's do a few more. I'm relaxing my shoulders, shifting back and forth. Good. And then I'm going to come down, rest here. Hopefully I have enough room to straighten my legs out. I'm going to relax here. Okay, now I'm going to come back up. We're going to do some tilts now. So we're going to come up into the regular bridge again, connecting the rib cage to the pelvis, and then watch this. It's like a fighter jet. The right butt cheek drops, left butt cheek goes up. Left butt cheek drops, right butt cheek goes up. And I'm keeping the pelvis in line with my knees and my feet. My feet are stable, and I'm using my big toes. I'm not lifting my arches up at all. So drop the left butt cheek, right butt cheek goes up. Right butt cheek goes down, left butt cheek goes up. And we're just tilting like a fighter jet. Highway to the danger zone. Anyway, Kenny Loggins. We're going to tilt, keep tilting. Keep tilting. That was a Top Gun reference if you didn't get that, folks. I have a lot of 80s humor. I was an 80s boy. And then tilt. Tilt one more time. Good. Okay, come on down. Let's rest. Let's let that integrate. Can you let that tension go, especially in the pelvis that you just created? And let your pelvis just fall. And if you feel that your pelvic floor is tense, can you let it go? We hold so much tension in the pelvic floor, men especially, and I won't even go into that until later episodes. Okay, so we got the tilts, we got the shifts, and we got the bridges, basic fundamental movements. Let's go now to strengthening the obliques and the lateral portions of your hips. So I'm lying on my side, my arms are out to the side here, okay, and I'm showing you from this reference view. Sorry, my mic keeps slipping here. Okay, now I'm going to bring actually, we'll start with just our feet together, okay? Can you see that? My feet are together like that. And my knees are together. And I'm going to let my knees actively, I use the word let, but actively bring my knees to the left and my feet follow. And then I'm going to actively bring my knees to the right. Let me move this mic a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to show you from this point of view so you can see how my feet follow. So my feet follow this way. You see how my feet raise up, naturally go up. They don't grip the floor and go that way. Now, let me talk a little bit about the lever here, okay, and what exactly we're doing in the abdominal region. So when my knees go to the right, pretend there's a string attached from my knees to my left obliques, and that string from my obliques pulls the knees back to the center. And then the knees drop to the left, and my right obliques bring the knees back. So it's kind of like mining. It looks like I'm mining. I'm like Marcel Marceau, my hero, my French hero. And then, boom, bring that back. And then my obliques, bring it back again. So I'm activating the obliques. Most people just think, I want that six pack. Aesthetically, yeah, it looks great, but it compresses the internal organs. But what about the obliques? Because the obliques are also helpful to a strong abdominal region and lower back. Okay, and so I'm pulling. Let's keep going. Let's do a couple more. Okay, cool. Come on back. Let's straighten the legs. Let's rest here. Let's take a few breaths there. Okay. I'm just checking the time. About 15 minutes gone by. Cool. Let's keep resting just a little bit. Take a few breaths. Okay, so what are we going to jump into next? How about we get into a side plank? So, what's a side plank? Well, you know planks. Planking was huge years ago. My grandmother was even planking. It was insane. So, we don't want to do the full plank. Why? We don't want to do it with our legs completely straight. Why? Because the lever is too long and the mechanical force from gravity is just too powerful. And most people just don't have the stability. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's go back to basics. Okay. So I'm going to have my left elbow underneath my
left shoulder. I don't want it too far away, not too near me to my butt, and I'm gonna have my elbow right there. Sorry, adjusting my pants there. I'm gonna come a little bit more forward. Right now, look at my lower leg. You see how it's bent like that? So I've got the support of my knee. That shortens the lever and it's easier to do. Then my heel, my butt, and the back of the head are all in one line. Okay. Now I'm going to engage this region because this is the center. And then I'm going to tighten both butt cheeks, engage both QLs, and I'm going to come up. Hopefully my head is in the center. It may have dropped a little bit. Hopefully it's centered and probably a little bit off. It's okay. I'm going to tighten both butt cheeks. I'm going to come forward. Now, this is what is not fully supporting me. It's supporting me a little bit. It's my lats, it's my QLs, my quadratus lumborum, all my abdominal region, and then all my whole pelvis. And then I'm going to try to relax my face and my neck a little bit. And we're going to stay here a little bit longer. If you're having trouble, come down anytime. Don't feel like you have to stay with me. And you notice I'm shaking a little bit. That's good. It's building new neurological connections. But if I'm shaking too much and I lose structure, that's when I come down. But this is my weaker side. So that's why I'm struggling on this side. Maybe you're struggling too. Breathe into that. Okay, let's come on down. Let's rest. Let's take a few breaths here. Lie on your belly. Okay, and then we're gonna switch to the other side. I'm gonna face you, I'm gonna put the mic down, and hopefully you saw the rip in my pants and my surfer shorts. My favorite surfer shorts, they ripped the other day. I'm at a loss, I don't know what to do. Okay, so my right elbow is below my right shoulder, and my heel, my butt, and the back of the head are in one line, right? I'm gonna push both butt cheeks forward. I'm gonna engage both butt cheeks, come up. Oh, this side's way easier for me. Sorry, let me adjust my mic there. And then I'm trying to keep my head in a neutral position. Sorry, there's not a mirror in front of me. I hate mirrors because then you're focused externally and not internally. So it's great to look at your structure, but not to feel your body. And that's what we want to do. So go ahead and close your eyes. Tighten both butt cheeks. Push them forward. And then can you utilize the whole body when you're doing this position? I'm relaxing my left shoulder because I was noticing that I was tensing it. I don't need to tense it. I just need to tense and tighten my butt cheeks and my lower back and my abdominal region. We're still breathing circumferentially. Okay, cool. Let's come on down. Let's rest. Let's take a few breaths here. And I'm letting my whole pelvis and my shoulders just relax, drop into the floor. Can we come alternate back and forth between sympathetic nervous system mode and parasympathetic? And I'm in parasympathetic hopefully right now, even though I'm sure there's, and I shouldn't say I'm sure. It's not like it's black or white, you're in one or the other. It's a combination. It's our nervous system is millions upon millions years of evolution, as Carl Sagan would say. I'm gonna come on up. That's the side plank. Now we're gonna come into kind of a functional movement pattern. One I discovered from this physio called Chuck Wolf. Amazing guy. I think he's out of Florida. Anyway, check out one of his books. It's amazing. Functional Movement Patterns. It's a great book. And he talks about how that when we train, we should train eccentrically, meaning that the tissues should be pulled long and strengthened at the same time. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have our feet wide. Okay? Feet are straight. Don't let them come into external rotation. If they are, straighten them. We don't want to bring them in external rotation because I won't go into the biomechanics too detailed, too much, maybe in later episodes, but just keep them straight. Engage your quads, and my body's straight. And watch, I'm just going to bend my left knee. I'm going to bend my right knee. Bend my left knee, bend my right knee. Now, why are we doing this? When I bend my left knee, I'm eccentrically loading my IT, my quads, my hammies, my soleus on my lower leg compartment there. I'm also loading my glutes and my deep lateral rotators. And then doing it again on this side. Now watch this. We're going to add a little bit. Let me scoot a little bit more forward. And now I'm going to add some rotation. So let's make it easy. Let's just bring both arms up, and I add that rotationary aspect of the thoracic vertebrae, the rib cage. And when I do that, when I rotate this way, my rib cage will pull on my lower back, which will pull on my pelvis, which will pull on my lower legs. And it's eccentrically loading them. Now, when I bend my left knee, I'm rotating to the left. When I bend my right knee, I'm rotating to the right. Okay? Just think of the lats. The lats connect from here, same insertion point as the pec major, and connect down to your sacrum. Yes, they're a back muscle and a pelvic muscle as well, folks. And so what I'm doing here, and watch, now I'm rotating to the opposite side. And so I'm eccentrically loading this tissue. I'm pulling them long but strengthening at the same time, making them highly adaptable when I get into situations where the tissue is pulled long and it's strong. Yes. Okay. Now, let's come on back. Let's take a breath here. You can check out my bird legs. Like those bird legs? But hopefully you're focusing on Bill. What a guy. Okay, we're going to finish with one last position. We're going to come into a back bend. So I'll show you my feet, and you can see the hole in my shorts. Damn it. So I can curl my toes under, and you can check out my dirty feet. Okay, I'm going to curl them like that. And I'm going to place my hands on my butt. Now, I'm going to tighten my butt, and then I'm going to lengthen upward. I'm going to tuck my chin under, and I'm going to push my chest forward. Now, my butt is tight, my quads are tight, my abdominal region is circumferentially expanding and circumferentially coming in to support my lower back and my abdominal region. Then I relax my shoulders. Tuck the chin under. I'm not dropping the head all the way back. I'm keeping it tucked under. Push the chest upward. I'm opening the chest up even more. Okay, come on back. Let's come sit down. If you can't sit down like that, you can lie on your back. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just lie on our back because we're almost done. So lie on back, turn the palms upward, and let's let the body fall. Okay, and I think we're done. So when the video stops, keep resting. Don't be in a hurry. I gotta do this after that. Take the time to rest and just integrate all these movements that you just did. Okay? Thanks. And thanks, Bill.